Grab your popcorn, rip that ticket, get in that seat, lickety splicket. Go watch a movie. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Go Watch a Movie, episode 140. I'm Kelvin.
And I'm Robert.
Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day. Today, we are doing You Should Have Left. This was actually one of Robert's trailers a couple weeks ago, and just fit for the show. But before we get into that, a little bit of entertainment news. So I'm going to mess this up because I always do. Studio Ghibli or Ghibli?
Mm-hmm.
Ghibli.
That's
okay.
Ghibli. That's how I say it. I don't know
what the kids are saying these days.
Yeah.
They are going CG for their next film. Move over Pixar. And the pictures actually look pretty good. What do you think? I know you're a big fan. What are you thinking of a CG move instead of the anime style?
I'm
seen these pictures?
I have not, but I am more partial to the old school animation myself. That's just my roots with them. But I mean, I'll definitely give it a try. I can't see them really doing bad job.
Yeah, same. I don't see them messing anything up at all.
I thought Studio Ghibli ended though.
They got bought out by merged with I don't want to say Disney, but I'm thinking Disney. Or maybe it was just distribution. Mm-hmm. But they're retooling.
Eye of the Witch. Yep, I prefer that old stuff.
Yeah. I am a big fan. I mean, I'm sure the writing style isn't going to change, which is a big part of their stuff. You know, it's just fun stories. But yeah, I guess they gotta. I don't want to say stay with the times or keep up with the times, but that's kind of what they have to do.
That's what they shouldn't do. They should, from like a marketing standpoint, stick with the times. But from like a artistic standpoint, they should stick to their roots.
Yeah, I can see that.
Think, kind of in a way, the same way Disney does. I mean, they have their values and they stick to them. Yes, they've been evolving a little bit, but still it's Disney when you see Disney. So I kind of feel like that's what Studio Ghibli should do. I mean, they should hopefully stick to their roots.
Yeah, because they have a way of making that old school anime look fresh and new, but still look old school anime. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense.
Yeah. So, and I enjoyed that myself. But yeah, if you guys haven't, check out some of their stuff. It's, I think, all going to be on HBO Max now. They got the whole catalog. Moving on here. Last but not least here, Michael Keaton. You know him. I love him. Most recently here as Vulture. Well, it turns out he is going to be Bruce, at the very least right now, in Flashpoint, the Flashpoint movie. Bruce Wayne. He's going back to his Batman roots. Mm-hmm. What kind of emotions does that just evoke for you? Because when I got that across my desk, I was like, let's do this.
I feel like there's a lot of older fans of comic book themed movies, and I feel like they're connecting us with the new generation that are loving the comic book movies with that move. So I feel like we're all going to be one big happy family.
Do you think this will be the DC film that pulls it all together?
It's hard to tell with DC because they it's either hit or miss with them, but I don't know if it's going to be like a big, and then all of a sudden everyone's happy and DC is just amazing now because I think they go through so many changes. You don't know.
If there's going to be a movie that does it, this is supposed to be that movie because this is the one that erases some things, fixes some things, sets them on a new path.
If they stick with it, though, if they don't stick with it, if they go through another little change, we're going to be back where we were, where we don't know, if we like it or not. The thing that Marvel did I don't know if it was purposeful or not, but they found a pattern. They found a little niche for themselves, and they basically repeated it. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
Their movies aren't necessarily super unique. They're super enjoyable, but they did find a pattern, and they just kept following it throughout. And there's continuity.
Yeah, they're unique to them.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I hear you there. It's interesting though, because I love the idea, and I'm wondering if he's going to be that, like, how many Bruces are there going to be in this movie? I guess is what I'm saying. Like, because he's not going to be Batman here on out, you know, that's for sure. Is he going to be that Batman beyond Batman? Is he going to be just a glimpse of Flash just ended up in this future, and now this Bruce delivers the heartfelt speech, or will we actually get to see Keaton in a suit, you know? Mm-hmm. So the questions just flood my brain because, woo.
I'm starting to geek out a little bit too just thinking about it, but yeah, I can't wait.
You want to get crazy? Let's get crazy.
That's what the DC movies have been doing since then. Just getting crazy.
Yeah, I enjoyed that Batman. He was one of my faves. Val Kilmer was decent, but Keaton was pretty good. You go back and watch it.
You see, Val Kilmer was decent.
He was decent as Batman.
Okay. I gotta think about it now. Maybe because I'm thinking of him now. I don't know if you've seen him recently.
Oh yeah, I've seen him recently.
I'm thinking of him now, and I gotta jump back.
Yeah. Go back. Wait. That'll bring us to let's discuss the showbiz. I don't really have a big topic here today. Just we're on the eaves of theaters opening back up. Fears, thoughts, ready for it, not ready for it. Think they should wait. What do you think?
If they obviously take precautions and have some spacing, yeah, they're not going to be able to make the profit that they probably should right now, but still being open is a good thing. I mean, it gives us movie lovers a little bit of hope.
Because AMC jumped out and put out a disclaimer of what they're going to do. Then they had to come back out a few days later and say, okay, we will require masks 100%, because at first they weren't going to. But I guess they got enough fanfare, enough internet squabbling that they came back and said, okay, masks are required now.
It's going to be hard for them to enforce that, though, in a dark theater.
Yeah, and concessions and all that crap. It's going to be extremely difficult to juggle that. And I mean, not to people in theaters at all, but early on, it's going to be, just reruns. I should have looked at the first actually a new movie heading to theaters, but yeah, it's going to be just a bunch of, because I've already seen certain theaters posting, here's what you can expect when you first open, and it's just a bunch of the biggest blockbuster movies you can expect, you've seen. So yeah, I don't know, man. I'm gonna be there. I gotta support them. Gotta do it. Mask and all. As much as that pains me, I'm gonna have to find a comfortable mask to do that. But yeah, we'll see. That's all we can do, I guess, yes. in these dangerous times. But I mean, things are opening back up in some places, so that'll bring us to trailers. You first or me, sir?
Go right ahead.
So, 1999. Remember that year? Good year for movies. Out came a movie about sharks with enhanced brains. Deep Blue Sea. Had LL Cool J, Samuel L. Jackson, some other folks. Was it Thomas Jane? Not Thomas Jane. Some other guy. It was such a hoot. I loved Jaws, and this was a new take on it. Down underneath the sea in some chemical lab. Well, sir, today I saw a trailer for Deep Blue Sea 3. Now this blew my mind for several reasons. One, I didn't know there was a Deep Blue Sea too.
Yes, there's two. I've seen two.
But it came out 2018.
Mhm.
Tell you what, I watched that trailer too. Better bet your fucking ass I did. Now, apparently in part 2, it seems very similar. According to the trailer, I actually gonna go ahead and pick both of those up and have myself a Deep Blue Sea party. But apparently it's like almost the same thing. They're in a lab. They've enhanced these sharks. They have a button now that can control boop, 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 and the sharks will turn away from their prey and go do all this stuff. But then, of course, something goes wrong. And 3, I'm assuming in part 2 at some point, no spoilers, I'm assuming those sharks break out and it looks like they are heading towards a Spanish island of some kind. And this is like the 3 bull sharks. There's 3 of those, but it just looks like Deep Blue Sea madness. No longer in a lab. Now they're out in the open. So that was a nice fresh take, but I'm excited. I'm giddy. When I saw that trailer, I was like, oh my goodness. Because I really enjoyed part 1. I really doubt I'm going to enjoy these next 2, but I enjoyed
They're definitely a step down. At least 2
yeah, Deep Blue Sea 3. That's my trailer for the day.
All right. Well, mine is called The Sunlit Night. Ooh. And it is kind of a fish out of water story. It's starring Jenny Slate, Zach Galifianakis, Gillian Anderson from X-Files is in there. Yeah, it is. It's not a bad looking trailer, I gotta say. Normally, I mean, it's not my go-to type of thing, but man, I saw it. Jenny Slate's in there. I got a thing for Jenny Slate. I think she does a good job. She kind of reminds me.
Woman in that?
Yeah, she's the main character. She kind of sort of reminds me of, this is going to sound strange, but of Robin Williams in a way. Because what Robin Williams was able to do, he turned it up way up and was really goofy and almost over the top. Like you laughed 3 seconds after he said the joke because it took you that long to catch up. She's not like that in her comedy. She's just kind of like goofy, over the top, sometimes a little inappropriate. However, when she's acting as opposed to doing like her stand-up, she can bring it down to that really emotional, humanistic level where it's heartfelt and you just feel like the person is like an angel. And Robin Williams was also able to do that. Like in Good Will Hunting, for instance, his character was just so engaging and just so heartfelt and lovable. I think she kind of does the same thing sometimes. I'm not saying in every piece that she's ever, acted in, but in this particular trailer, I felt Robin Williams for some reason, God rest his soul. And it's basically a woman who is out of a relationship. She's looking for work. She's a painter. People don't like her work. And she's basically looking for a reboot, and she ends up taking a job.
Her mom and dad are getting divorced.
Yeah, and their mom and dad are getting divorced.
That scene made me laugh.
Yeah, and I thought, because I've seen some stuff on her, and she kind of modeled, I don't know if her real mom and dad got a divorce or not, but I felt like she was kind of modeling her real life, because she has sisters and whatnot. Like her home, like in the movie, kind of looked like her real parents' home or whatever. It just kind of felt that way from the little documentary type thing I saw way back when. Anywho, so she's traveling overseas and she's going to help some other painter, and she's basically, I don't know if she's finding herself, but it's kind of just a fish out of water. I'm trying to find my way through life and all that good stuff, and I'm always a sucker for that type of a movie, and then it's got Gillian Anderson from the X-Files. You know how much I love the X-Files, so even though it's just, I'm not a huge fan of Zach, but that's okay.
What?
I'm not a huge fan. I know he's okay, but I don't love him. But I got Jenny Slate.
He has a show on
and I got Gillian
Hulu.
Anderson. Yes.
Hulu/FX. Oh my God.
The movies I've seen him in, I've just never wowed me. His I don't know.
Understandable.
Maybe it's just, I don't know if it's his performance, his type of humor or what, but I just have never been a giant fan. I don't dislike the man, but not for me. Jenny Slate, Gillian Anderson, I'm on board.
Now, forgive me if I'm wrong here. She's going to Norway to paint it more in yellow?
Yes. She's going to go paint
I'm sure there's some kind of symbolism behind that, because the guy she's going to go apprentice for is like some big time artist, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. So yeah, I'm sure we'll get a reveal of what that means. Yeah, this one did look very good. I enjoyed picture this one myself.
Movies that he got big in, what were they called? It was like the Hangover.
Hangover is the one where,
those I never got into those. I didn't think he was that great in that.
I like the first one, but
first one was okay, but still, I mean, it's like a one-time deal. But then if you just keep getting it over and over again, you get annoyed with it, and you're just like, okay, I need something else.
That's how I was. Baskets.
Yeah, okay. I've heard of that. I haven't seen it. But
yes, it's actually very good. Louis Anderson. Remember the comic Louis Anderson?
Yes. Doesn't he play?
Plays his mom.
Yeah.
does great. It's such a good show. Check that one out though, man. I know you don't like him, but give him a chance based off of that.
I don't dislike him. He's not my thing.
I get you. You hate him. That'll bring us to You Should Have Left. Watchbot, if you would not mind, sir.
Strange events plague a couple and their young daughter when they rent a secluded countryside house that has a dark past. It stars Kevin Bacon and Amanda Seyfried.
Thank you, Watchbot. Kevin Bacon, back playing the older gentleman. I mean, because that's what he is now. So it's kind of fitting that he plays an older man to this very, very much younger girl.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta tell you, I have been saying that I'm not a horror guy, but this show has made me a horror guy. I've watched so many horror shows, so I actually enjoy them. Yeah, this one, I liked. I gotta tell you, I was a big fan. He hasn't lost a step. Bacon is still Bacon. He's still going strong. Her, I was not so enthralled with, and maybe that was partially because of her character. I think she just did a good job with her character.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, what'd you think of this one, sir?
Everything you just said, I think Amanda did an amazing job, but I think I just disliked the character.
Yeah.
But not that she didn't do a good job acting. I thought she actually was perfect to go up against Bacon, and I thought they had some, maybe not like super romantic chemistry, but they had some acting chemistry. I mean, I felt like they played off each other really well.
Yeah, yeah, she didn't do a bad job at all. I'm thinking it was the character. Now that I look back on it,
Yep.
Cheating bitch. And the little kiddo did good too.
Everybody. This movie, I think, is held together by solid acting. I mean, I don't think there's anything unique or outstanding about the story. It definitely is not like Hereditary. I'm gonna give that one a shout out because I love it. It's not Midsommar. It's none of those types of movies. It's not It Follows. It doesn't really do anything that I think is like over the top that's going to set it apart from other horror movies that are similar to it. But the acting in it was top notch. Even the little girl, I mean, it all held together. Everybody had chemistry. That part of the movie worked.
It's also perfect for the COVID era we're in, like, because you didn't need anything but 3 people. Make sure they're all healthy and you're set. You're good to go. I'm sorry.
I gotta say I didn't like. This is another weird thing. I'm just gonna randomly say I didn't like the house. I liked the fact that it was. I mean, obviously it was like a metaphor for him being in his own personal prison with what he did. Spoilers, but at the same time, it's like the house itself. I just didn't like it. I mean, it didn't seem like
how open it was.
Yeah, it wasn't supposed to be like this warm, inviting house. I know, I get that, but at the same time, just aesthetically speaking, I just thought it was like a blah house. Like I didn't like it. I don't know. It's just something. And you think the house, like if they're going to do a movie where you're trapped in a house and the house basically becomes one of the characters in the movie, you would want them to have that house really shine. Be unique or.
Do you think that what that old man said had any relevancy in that? He's like, it's been a castle, a cathedral, a tower. Like over the years, it's changed. You think like it just made itself modern to fit this era?
That's definitely possible, and it could have just I don't know. It's possible it was to fit the couple or the people that were going to be staying in it. It's definitely possible, but at the same time, I just didn't like the house. I just felt like if you're going to have something with a house which is that important to the story, it should be something that you feel a certain way about, not just like dislike it because it's ugly or plain or empty. It just didn't seem like a house to me. It just seemed like they just like borrowed something real quick for a set and didn't really do anything to it.
Agreed. They didn't do much to it. Just used the kitchen, the hallway, and the bedroom pretty much. I do enjoy it. I don't know if they did it on purpose, but it's bigger on the inside. Nice little.
Yes, I did like that. That was fun. I like the whole the triangle thing.
Yes. Yeah.
Where like none of the angles worked out. I mean, I thought that was nice. Nice touch.
Definitely. As you went below, it got spooky.
Yeah.
Should we get into spoilers?
Yeah, we might as well.
Yeah. Spoilers. But yeah, as you went down, as you found the secret passageways and whatnot, it got creepier. But I don't think that was the same house, honestly.
It felt like a hotel. It felt like they went to like a foreign country and jumped in a hotel. I felt that. It didn't feel, I don't know. I guess I just wanted more from the house, which is a weird thing to say about a movie. I wanted more from that house.
You think if they showed more room, because like clearly that house is bigger than the 3 rooms that they showed. You think if they showed more, them interacting in more of the house, it would have helped it, or just
something? I can't really put my finger on it. There's just something about the house. Other than, I mean, I love the shot when they were walking away, the father and the daughter, and they look back and there's like an image and there's like a person silhouette. That part I liked, but it's just the house. Yeah, it's just the house itself. I do want to go back to the very beginning of the movie.
Yeah,
I did find that opening scene when the girl's like dreaming, apparently. I did find that one really engaging. It did throw me right into the movie. I got interested really quick. And I also really loved that, like when he was right after that, he's sitting out on the pool and he's listening to that self-help tape. And they occasionally play that throughout the movie. I did really enjoy that part. That really drew me into the movie as well. I thought those were nice touches.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the mystery of what did this guy do? Like why is he so adamant against not giving his name and all that? So yeah, this movie did a lot that I enjoyed. His murder aspect, or I guess we said spoilers already, but his murder aspect. I wish they would have went into a little more detail of why he hated her than one little speech,
Yeah, I feel like we know we're watching a horror movie, and we know this guy has a secret. So I think everybody's going to automatically then assume that he did something bad, and he got away with it. So I feel like even though they gave us that, they finally answered the mystery, of whether or not he did or didn't. I feel like it was kind of anticlimactic for me. It didn't make the movie.
No. For me,
for more.
I didn't think that there was like a big gotcha or, moment in this movie. It kind of just, not like in a bad way, just kind of petered off, but just kind of went, just didn't. But yeah, I think the phone revelation, honestly, was the biggest shocker for me, because he was like, everything's fine. He checked the phone. Everything's fine. And then he looks out the window after seeing the phone, and there she is on her other phone. I'm like, oh, that bitch.
Now that part of the movie I liked, because you get this really in-depth, basically, I don't want to say love story, but because it's not a love story, but just personal story between this couple. That part was just really engaging, and I liked it. I mean, but the horror element of the movie, I think, wasn't as strong as everything else. And I appreciate that they went through so much to make me either like or dislike the characters. They did an excellent job of that. And sometimes in horror movies, they don't do that. They don't even, halfway attempt. But in this one, they really, gave me an idea of who these people were, so I could either, decide if I liked them or not.
Yeah, his insecurities were like the star of this movie. Because we basically got several glimpses of different levels of his insecurities, especially with the young actress trophy wife. But yeah, did she seem a little bit too young to be that girl's mom?
No.
No?
I think it's no. No, I think she was right on the money.
Yeah, yes.
I've seen her you've seen her in other stuff, and you can say,
yeah.
I'm not saying she's aged or anything. She still looks good, but I mean,
yeah, she looks.
You see the younger version of her, and you can see that her older movie is definitely too young then. But now because I've seen her grow up, basically. I
think that's my problem. I still have the images of her in the older movies, and I'm like, yeah, she still seems pretty young, but yeah, she did a great job of being despicable.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
That's what I'd say.
Which is good, though. I mean, I like that they were able to really make me, feel this way about a character. They did a great job with it. And she obviously had a great performance, making you feel that way.
Any standouts from him for you?
From him, I liked a few instances of him. Like I said, you get to see, I feel like Kevin Bacon has a pretty decent range, and they did show a couple moments where he's either kind of almost when he's playing another character, basically, you can see the sinister side of his ability, and then you can also see the hopeless, I don't know what I'm going to do, I'm scared side. You can see the funny side, the more confident side, even the loving side with the kid. I thought you got to see a whole lot of him being, just good. So like I said, acting wise, top notch. Moments at the very beginning when the guy wakes up, or the girl wakes up, it's because she's dreaming, and then there's a guy in her bed, which is just weird and creepy and scary. So that was pretty awesome. And like I said, the self-help things throughout the movies, those moments, I really felt tied the film together, because I do feel like the film in some spots was lacking, not just in the house, because I don't want to fixate on that. I didn't like the house, but still, there's just something that was missing. That I think that was some of the glue that kind of held it together whenever I started to drift off.
Gotcha. Yeah, I love the little moments with him and his daughter, like the little, comic moments. Mm-hmm. He's like unlocking the door, like, oh God, no. She's like, it needs to be unlocked. Stuff like that. But yeah, it's I think the house, now that you're mentioning the house, I think it could have done better, because we got...
It just sounds weird. How's the house do better? You needed to do
a better
house.
It was a magic house that was big on the inside, and all we got were glimpses down the hallway, and one room that was just stairs, and then a creepy old basement.
I remember watching an old horror movie. I'm a fan of the Night of the Demons, right? Mm-hmm. And then I remember this is not a giant house that they're in. Okay, it's a pretty normal sized house, but they made that house seem like a mansion, because they were running scared from demons all over the place. There was always a wall to jump through or a window to jump out of, and then they would, end up somewhere else in the house. It was a tiny house, but they made it seem like gigantuan. This one was actually probably a large house, but they made it seem small and plain, and other than the scene where the hallway stretches out, or they are all of a sudden they're in the basement or whatever. I mean, I don't know.
The house was supposed to feel big, but it did feel like they only used very little of it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Overall though, I gotta say I enjoyed it. Blumhouse did it again for me. They, continue to tickle my fancy, I guess is the word. I wasn't scared really at all in this one.
No, it's not scary. If you rate it on if you're scared or not, it definitely doesn't hit that chord.
No, more of a psychological thriller than horror, if you ask me. But I don't name things. You have Rotten Tomatoes pulled up, good sir?
Yeah, so not too kind. The tomato meter is a 42% splat, and the audience score is only a 26%.
Oh,
pretty. And I think people were expecting a different movie. I think they were expecting something scarier, not a psychological thriller with so much character development.
Mm-hmm.
I think they were hoping for, because we're getting so many where there's just, demons running everywhere, or there's somebody wearing a mask with this, that, and the other, and blood and guts spewing everywhere. We get a little bit over, sensitized to things, and when we get something a little plainer that isn't like as bright and shiny as some of the other ones, it doesn't it doesn't affect people the same way. So, but if you're into movies, you can kind of get past that and see the good in a quieter film.
Do you think that horror tag is hurting them?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah. And you know what? I just found out. I mean, he's been acting for quite a while, obviously.
Yeah.
But this isn't his first, in a while. I just saw a movie not too long ago, which was actually very similar to this. I don't want to drop the name, but I mean, he's been doing this for a while, and he feels almost natural doing it. And that's what I liked about the film is I didn't feel like anybody was acting. I felt like everybody was just being their character. And I think that's a tribute when you don't feel like you're watching somebody act.
Yeah. And that's what he's great. Cause like he isn't a quote unquote character actor per se, but he can disappear and you make it so you don't see, oh yeah, that's Kevin Bacon doing another thing,
It's like, how many times have we seen him and stuff? And it's almost like seeing him for the first time because he was somebody else.
Yeah. Yeah, that kind of sucks though. But go watch For Not For You.
I actually enjoyed watching it. Like I have my problems with it. I have my problems with almost everything, but I still thought it was enjoyable enough to watch. I don't think it's a bad movie at all. I think you gotta adjust what you're expecting from it. You can't expect this big bloody gory, bit of greatness. You gotta expect something a little quieter and a little more of a psychological thriller, like you said.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I definitely say go watch. Just try to remove the fact that they're calling it a horror from your head, because not really horror at all, if you ask me. Unless you're, I guess, a little kid and there's just a strange man appearing in your bed, you're not really getting scared at this movie. And I guess that scene you mentioned earlier was a little bit unnerving, where she looks back and there's just that image standing in the window looking at them. But other than that, yeah, there's not a whole lot.
Yeah, and I love the whole time thing when you find out exactly who that is.
Yes.
Yeah, I did like that element too. So there's a lot of good things going on.
Well, yeah, that is You Should Have Left. No, don't leave. You shouldn't have left. That's the name of the movie. But yeah, thanks for joining us today. Where you can find us at gowatchamovie.com, the one-stop shop for all things entertainment. Trailers are there. If not, the trailers are on social media somewhere, which is Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and all the other stuff that's out there. You can find the podcast anywhere podcasts can be played: iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, etc. And that's it. There's no end. I'm Kelvin.
And I'm Robert.
Go watch a movie. Grab your popcorn, rip that ticket, get in that seat, lickety split it. Go watch a movie.